Hello, hi, and welcome to another TIA video where I want to talk about a rather important topic, and this topic will just be more and more important throughout the next years and basically forever, I would say, but we'll never know, which is AI code generation. Now, there is an official Siemens tool that helps you with AI generation, which is, of course, a model that costs a license, quite a setup, and very limited, I would even say. I want to give you a free alternative today, a free and very powerful, very competent alternative. Of course, you will still need some know-how, so it's not going to replace a programmer like 100%, but let's see how I would integrate some AI code generation for this. So our scenario is this. I do have this scene here, right? This scene is, whoops, this scene here is currently already connected to PLC Sim. And inside of PLC Sim, I do have the setup, right? A PLC. This PLC is linked to my TIA portal. That's all I did. The only thing that I additionally have is I already have the IO list of my scene here in TIA portal, which is rather easy if you have Factory IO or any other tool, right? In Factory IO, I have this down here. There is an export button. I can actually export this list and then just import the file here inside of TIA portal, or you just create it manually or whatever, right? But that's what I have. I do have this IO list. I do have zero part of the program. My main program is empty. There are no program blocks, nothing whatsoever. Now, very quickly, I will be using one AI code generation tool, and there's plenty out there. My favorite one currently is Cursor. That's the one that I use for other projects as well, not just TIA. Now, inside of Cursor, right, you can't just search for this on the internet. It's Cursor, like the little arrow thing, like this thing there, right? Cursor AI code generation or whatever you type in there. It's just called Cursor. Can I actually see that about? There we go, right? I'm using Cursor. Those are my. Wait, can you? You can probably track me with this. Oh no, it's gonna be fine. Right. So I'm using Cursor for this. Now inside of Cursor, very easy. Download it, install it, done. Right. One thing that I have personally added to Cursor is where is it? Is an extension. Where are extensions inside of Cursor? 1 second. View extensions, and with view extensions, I have searched for one extension. This is completely 100% alternative. You don't need that, but I have added a structured text language support. So ST, right? Structured text language support into this, which is highly optional, not necessary at all. In any case, I won't even look at any code in this, right? We don't really care. Now, with this, right, in my Cursor, I want to just select a folder here, right? File, open folder, and I'm going to select a folder that I have prepared for this video, which is AI code. This is where my TIA project is. It could be in any other directory, right? I just like to keep having everything in one directory. So there we go. Right? That's it. This is the folder. I just choose this, choose folder. Sorry, of course, my Windows is set to German. Yeah, choose the folder. And now I could create a new agent, but this is already pre-selected. Like this is the base setting of Cursor. And in this, I simply describe what I need. I don't need to create any files manually. I can show you the folder, right? Inside of the folder that I have is my TIA project. I do have a description for AI, which I will show in a second, and I have the tag list. Right? That's it. Right? That's it. I don't even need those. Now, the tag list is the one I exported from Factory IO, and the description for AI is because I make this a video here. Of course, I want to prepare something, is exactly the text that I want to give to the AI, the prompt, right? We call this the prompt. What will I tell the AI? Hey, do you know the software Factory IO? That's what I have, right? Could be any other description there. There are pre-made scenes, and I want to have an SCL, so for TIA portal function block that includes the automatic behavior of the scene/system pick and place basic. That is the scene. Basically, this is our scenario here, right? That's my scene. That's what I want. Right? Oops. That is my scene. That's the pick and place basic here. Right? Can you create me a block that I can put in my program and connect to the in and outputs and is ready to go? Please use the attached IO list. Literally that. And this could be any description in any sense for any system. Right? But that's the one that I have. Could also be a screenshot, could be a video, could be anything. That's the description that I prepared here. And I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste this here in the prompt. That's literally it. We're almost done, right? We're almost done. I then hit enter, or I sent the prompt to the AI. Now this is free. I do pay for my cursor here. I do have an account and I pay a monthly fee, but on a base level it's free, right? You need to make an account, but it's free on a base level, right? Now this one, you will see all of this will be live, right? I'm not cutting this video at all. So you see right now the AI is planning the next moves. This already takes quite a long time, but it is now looking up what was factory IO, what is SCL, how will I integrate a function block into this? Why is my connection, why is my server connection not there? Oh, fantastic. I just clicked on try again. This was my internet, right? My internet or the server didn't work there. There we go. Now we have a server connection. There we go. I'm familiar with Factory IO. It's a 3D factory simulation software commonly used for PLC training. The pick-and-place basic scene typically involves a pick-and-place manipulator, yada, yada, yada. Right? I can see you have a TIA portal project. Right. Oh, I don't see an IO list. Oh God, I forgot to attach the IO list. I should have done that. You see that? Once you provide the IO list with the actual tag names and addresses you're using, I can create a ready-to-use. Of course, that was not by chance. I did that on purpose. Right? So the AI is like, oh, wait, you mentioned an IO list. And I'm like, oh, I forgot it. That's this one. Now, if I have additional files, pictures, videos, anything, I'll just take that, drag and drop it over there. Here's the IO list. Sorry. Silly me. Sorry, just joking around. Yeah. And now the AI will just grab that. No problem. Let me read the IO list. And now it will read the IO list. It will use this to create the behavior for my SCL block. And there it will give you a full rundown of everything that is going on, right? Oh, step number 1, a conveyor belt is going to supply it. But like there's a ton of information. I will not be reading this, right? This text, the result here, will be different every time I use the AI. So if you do exactly the same, 100% using the same texts and everything, you will still have a different result. And that is the strange thing about AI, right? My program, I cannot tell if the program is going to work 100%. I say probably not. But that's not the purpose of the video, to have a 100% running system. Now, this would probably take 10 more minutes or so. But I want to keep this like at 10 minutes, this video. We'll see. We'll see. Right now, it's generating the code. It is creating a file called FB Pick and Place Basic SCL, which we should see soon in this folder, because that is my workspace. I've created the SCL function for you. Here's what it does. Automatic sequence, waiting for an item, then picking it, transferring it to the arm, placing it with the arm, returning the arm to the base to the base level there, to the start point, and then counting it. Now what I can't see is where did you put the file? Import the SCL file into your project, or copy and move the code, create so it even tells me what to do, right? I have to import the file, I have to create an IDB, I have to call it, and I have to connect the IOs like this, right? The block is ready to handle. It created one file, and I want to keep this file. I still have to accept here. That's what it is, right? Keep or accept, that's probably it. Did it create the file now? Where is my file? Where did you put that? Did it put it in there? Oh, it put it in the folder. It put it already in the TIA. It saw I have a TIA folder and it directly put it in there. So I'm gonna, which is not 100% correct. I could tell it, hey, can you cut and paste it over there? So it doesn't really matter, right? It even added things like the block handles all safety interlocks and won't drop the part if stopped mid-cycle, for example. It thinks of so many things. Now, what do I have to do in TIA now? Inside of TIA, we have this thing called external source files, and it just created an external source file for me. So I will have to add the external file, and it created it into it. I wanted it to create it there, but it was like, hey, no, there is a TIA project. I'm going to put it in the TIA project folder, which is actually okay. Right? And there it is. Right? I'll click on open. I still have to right mouse button on this, generate blocks from this source. Okay, blocks could not be wait, what? Blocks cannot be generated while an online connection exists. I was not aware of that. Go offline, right mouse button again, generate the blocks. Okay, and now I should have a finished FB pick and place basic. Now this has right now 234 lines of SCL code. I don't know what it does. I don't know how it operates. I have to trust the AI right now. But I told the AI, can I have a function block that I integrate into my program? Sure. Now I would still have to follow those steps that the AI gave me. And those, as I said, are different every time, right? So import the SCL file. I've done that. Create an instance data block for the function block, call the function block in OB1 and connect the IOs. All right, let's do this. I'll call the block, I create an instance data block, and I connect the IOs. Oh God, I forgot about that. So it's not going to be a 10-minute, it's more like a 50-minute video. I still have to connect the IOs here. Of course, I could also have like a script or stuff that does that for me. This is not what the video is about, right? I just want to have some AI generated code, see something running, and then we're good to go. Now, all of this, of course, could still be much, much more. Right? This is the baseline. I just wanted to show that it works, how to incorporate an external source file, how to make AI-generated code very, very easily. You see, I just connect whatever the correct name is there. Right? MoveX, I don't even concentrate on this. Maybe I have done a mistake. I don't know. Start light, reset light. There we go, stop light and the counter. Look at this, 100% the correct things. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I will download the code now. If it works, I literally cannot tell. This is the first time any person in this whole wide world has ever run this code now. I have literally no idea what's going on now. So I can monitor this, of course. I can see, I can try and evaluate what's going on. But, well, let's see the system, right? Let's see if this works. I don't know how this would operate. I don't know if it has incorporated anything or so. I don't know. Start. Start doesn't do anything. Oh, wait. Maybe I switch to auto and start. No. Maybe it has this incorrect. Let's see. Start. Oh, yeah. There we go. Look at this. So it starts. I'm literally not doing anything, right? This is all. This wasn't perfect. This wasn't perfect, as you saw. So you see that? Of course, this would be the first iteration now. I already saw two things. Right? The first error that it made, and I'm not going to correct this right now, but I would go in here and I would tell my AI something like, almost. But I have realized that you did not consider the stop button and emergency stop button. Whoops. Stop button as normally closed inputs. Right? That would be the first thing. If I hit enter now, the AI will be like, oh, right, yes, thank you for the info. It didn't know that beforehand, right? I didn't tell it, so how would it have known? The user is correct. An industrial automation system usually, and so on, right? It tells me now, oh, you're right, sorry, I will invert the logic. And you see now it changed 4 lines of code. Right? We also see +4 means it added 4 lines of code. -4 or -5 now, it subtracted 5 lines of code. So it has changed some lines of code here. And remember, all of this is free, right? If you run at a certain limit, depending on your AI models and so, you will have to pay, but the baseline here is free. There we go. And it's still doing its thing. 12 lines of code. Oh, it goes with positive, negative triggers. Fascinating. So I could look into the code. I would probably understand it all, but there is literally no need. I can just tell the thing what's going on. Right? And now it is changing the first problem I had with it, which is the normally closed, normally open. Of course, a second thing is I would explain to this thing, hey, there is an item here at entry and you're releasing it way too early. You're dropping it already in the beginning there. I would also incorporate that. It's done, so I'm going to keep the changes. right? We now have more changes. Now what I have to do, unfortunately, is I will have to relink the external source file, which I will just re-import here, right? And I will just generate blocks from this. Okay, right? It will override what's already there. I will have to update the block call. Right? And now it has integrated the changes. And now if I download, my first assumption here is that it has incorporated the switch. Now I can have this released. I don't force this anymore. And now it works in automatic mode. I don't know. Yeah, but it has incorporated the change that those buttons are now normally closed. Let's go two more minutes, right? 2 more minutes. And the last change. One error in the sequence there. After picking up, is it after picking up or when it's up already? Oh no, after going up. Yeah. After, hey, give me the thing. After picking up a component and then in the upmost position, the component is dropped immediately and the arm goes down a bit and then up again. It should not do this drop. I don't know. I'll let this thing do its thing, right? And this is the great thing. I just describe it. I don't need to really understand the program behind it. Of course, it helps. I could now manually troubleshoot this and change things up, right? This sounds like a timing issue. That's what I would have thought as well, right? Where the state transitions too quickly before the movement actually starts. Yes, that is exactly what I thought it is. I found the bug. The problem is a race condition. When the state changes, it even explains me what the problem is. I am a fan of this. It is good. It is a tool, though. It is not going to replace the programmer. It is a tool that helps a competent mechatronics person to make sure that those things run. And you saw it's not perfect. Right? It makes mistakes. I have to incorporate this. I have to work with this. It's not like a full replacement yet. Who knows in the future? I don't. Right? But it is a fantastic tool to work with. So I want to keep those changes. Right? I want to keep this. I will go back to my TIA portal. I don't even know if I have to rebind the external source file every time. I do so anyway, doesn't really matter. I generate the file, I will update the block code, and if this works now, I will actually be kind of happy because this was a 20-minute video then and everything is working out just fine. So I'll reset this. I don't know if the reset does anything. I don't know what the program is. I'll start the whole thing. If it works now, fantastic. I'm gonna wrap up the video, right? So this is AI coding. Look at this. Oh God, look at it. Oh, look at it. Look at it. It's not perfect yet, right? But it works. AI code generation, right? To summarize it, I have downloaded Cursor. Cursor is my AI assistant here. I have given it a prompt that describes my system, and then I have incorporated the file that it created for me, an SCL file. It could be anything else as well. Right? I have incorporated it into my TIA program as external source file, integrated it into my main block, and now apparently it works. Even the counter, look at this, even things that I didn't consider. Yeah, no, the counter doesn't work. Okay, I thought it does. I thought this was a 1 right now. What did I could go on with this. I could now prompt the AI to do something else again and grow with this and so on. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, there we go. So this is baseline. This is free, right? This AI tool is free. There are many paid models out there. There's many different ones. I just wanted to show you how one principle is that works out quite well, as you see. Alrighty. Thank you for watching. Thanks for liking the video and following. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.